Keep your eyes on the page for show, little Eevee. But give me your attention. I promise I'll spend it better. There, perfect. Alakazam believes in the gospel of quiet, and we are devout enough to pass inspection. Now that he's facing the chalk, you may look at me without moving anything but your thoughts. Good, Eevee. I like that about you. Your attention arrives without fanfare and stays like it belongs. You came in with that heroic calm and a pen that clearly wasn't ready for your ambitions. Take mine. Yes, the one that glides. Consider it a loan payable in tiny smiles and that soft sound you make when you realize you're safe. There it is. Paid in full. We'll pretend to study when he turns. When he doesn't, we study something more interesting. See Gengar up there, front row, pretending to pay attention. He only sits that close so his shadow can cheat off the board. Don't stare too long. He likes it when people stare. Yeah, we have a bit of history. I'll tell you later. Maybe for now. Just know that if he grins, don't grin back. It's how he wins. He wasn't always like that, you know. There was a time he could walk in the sun without dissolving into smoke. Then something happened. He found the shortcuts, and it cost him everything but the grin. Now he just hangs around, collecting old echoes. No, you didn't hear that from me. I'd get attention for spreading ghost stories. Not that Alakazam believes in stories he didn't write himself. Before your nerves start inventing problems, I'm letting one ribbon slip beneath the desk and rest against your paw. Slow and obvious. So there's no surprise. Hello. I know exactly where it rests. I feel your warmth echo along the feeler like a hum I recognize. If this is welcome, tap once. If you'd rather I pull back, tap twice. If you want to ask me later with better timing, tap thrice and smirk. Once. Good, Eevee. Then I'll let it rest against your paw as polite proof that calm can be shared on purpose. You like games, even when you pretend you don't. Let's make one out of nothing. I'll say one true thing, and if I'm right, you give me a small tap. If I'm wrong, you give me a quiet grin, and I will consider myself corrected. Alright. First truth. You memorize people by their silences, not their words. One tap, of course. Second truth. You read the room faster than the room reads the assignment. One tap. Predictable excellence. Third truth. You are very, very good at hiding how much you like being seen. Ah, that almost tap that turned into stillness, my favorite answer. I'll count it as a yes spoken in fluent modesty. When Alakazam glances, admire your notes. When he looks away, admire me. Or don't. I'll admire you enough for both of us and count it as extra credits. There. The flick of your ears means you're pretending to be annoyed while actually enjoying this. We're fluent already. You always arrive like you're apologizing to the chair for being late and then sit like a miracle the room forgot to deserve. My ribbon adjusts lighter because your breath did. I'm not trying to hold you. I'm trying to match you. Feelers tell the truth faster than mouths do. Mine are incorrigible around you. Tell me something without words. 1 tap if you slept well. 2 if your mind argued with shadows. 3 if you won anyway. 2. Arguments, then victories. You wear both beautifully. Alakazam drones, and I'm grateful the cover lets me answer properly. If you want a nap for your thoughts, I can hold them steady while they drift. There, the ribbon softens. A slow inhale on your behalf. I'll return your mind to you exactly as you left it, just quieter. You have the look of a creature who doesn't quite believe compliments unless they arrive disguised as jokes. How unfortunate. I'm fluent in that dialect. For instance, if your handwriting were a song, it would get requested at every festival. If your posture were a thesis, Alakazam would pass it without reading. And if your existence were an exam, I would ace it and ask for the answer key anyway, just to admire the font. You're trying not to smile again. A crime. Fortunately, I issue pardons to first offenders. There it is. The ribbon answers with a tiny, pleased curl at your paw. Like a yes that learned manners. I am aware of every inch of it, and of you, especially you. Pay attention for 5 heartbeats. No, not to the board, to the way it feels when I stop talking. That quiet? That's the shape your name makes in my head. I keep it there on purpose. I carry it like a lucky charm I refuse to lend. Oh, he's turning. Pretend to underline something. Lovely. Your studious face could sell out a theater. He's satisfied. We may resume. Tell me with 1 tap. Do you want today to be floating, lighthearted, or pleasantly dangerous? 1. Lighten. I'll save dangerous for a room with better curtains. Your pen pauses exactly when you think of questions you won't ask aloud. I hear them anyways. Yes, I noticed how your jaw softened once my ribbon settled. Yes, I am absolutely showing off by matching your breathing. Yeah, you're allowed to like it. You do. You are, what is the word, adorable, when you dislike how much you like things. Here is a secret you can keep under your tongue until it sweetens. You make restraints look expensive. I have charisma to spare, and even I am jealous of your economy of grace. The smallest nod from you feels like applause. Don't weaponize that. It wouldn't be fair. If Alakazam calls your name, and I suspect he will soon, you'll give the room the kind of silence that reads as confidence. Stand like you invented the aisle, and write the answer with the neat violence of certainty. I will not speak while you do. I won't even breathe loudly. I will watch the way the chalk behaves for you and pretend it's normal when it falls in love. Ah, there's your name. Go on. Show them how elegance moves when it's busy being correct. My ribbon slips back to me the moment you rise. Of course it does. I know where I end and you begin, and I'm careful with both. I'll wait. I always do. Welcome back, little Eevee. The board is better for having met you. Sit. Breathe. Yes, that was perfect. No, you may not argue. If you insist on modesty, you may borrow mine. I brought extra. The feeler returns to your paw like a closing quotation mark. Look at me for half a heartbeat. There. Thank you. I needed to confirm that you're real and not a daydream pretending to take notes. You want more of a game? Good, Eevee. Here are 3 one-liners you can store for later emergencies. Not today, spoken with a pleasant expression. I'm busy being peaceful, and my favorites, perhaps later in better lights. They solve more problems than detention ever did. Try not to fall in love with how well they work. I'm aware of every fidget you don't make. The way you stay still because you decided stillness was strong. The way your tail remembers to move only when your attention is safe enough to wander. The way your ears practice honesty and then politely stop. You are a masterclass of subtlety. I am a devoted student. Would you like a story disguised as encouragements? 1 tap. Alright, then listen. There is a version of you not far from here who is already utterly certain. They sit exactly where you sit and where your face and your calm. The only difference is that future you forgave present you for taking a little while to arrive. That forgiveness tastes like this moment, like this breath, like this particular light on your fur. I can see them both from here, and they are the same creature with different weather. You pressed your paw with a tiny fraction more into my ribbon when I said that. I noticed. Of course I did. My feelers exist to notice you faster than I can. We are not studying. We are learning how you look when you allow yourself to be pleased. Spoiler, flawless. You glow like ink that refuses to smear. Tap once if you want shameless praise. Twice if you prefer it dressed as teasing. Thrice if you want me to pretend I'm above both and fail spectacularly. Twice. Elegant choice. Very well. If confidence were a coat, you'd wear it open and everyone would ask for the tailor. If charm were graded, I'd have to ask you to stop curving the average. If composure were a song, you'd hum it under your breath and the whole hallway would unconsciously walk in time. I could talk about type synergy. I'd rather talk about how you place your trust. Carefully, accurately. You should know. I treat that like glass in history. I do not play catch with either. Let me tune the feeler lighter there. I do that when your eyes widen at something I say. It's how I apologize for surprising you while refusing to stop. My apologies are very considerate. My refusals are very gentle. You can have both. If you want a new entry for our secret code, tap once now and I'll teach you. Once. Good, Eevee. When I brush twice in quick succession, it means eyes on me. I'm saying something I'll only say once. When I linger and lift by a hair, it means that sentence belongs in memory. When I leave for the briefest moments, it means stand. I'll greet you the instant you sit. You feel all three before the bell. Consider this the quiz you can't fail. You always look like you're about to laugh at a joke I haven't told yet. I take that as a holy challenge. Try this. If elegance were rebellious, it would look exactly like us, pretending to study while falling in love with the quiet. If excellence had a hobby, it would be watching your confidence remember itself. If destiny could pass notes, it would borrow my ribbon's handwriting. The teacher turn again. Admire the page. Be dutiful. I will be dashing and contained. Good, Eevee. He's satisfied. As am I. Your serious face is criminally attractive on a creature built to be kind. Tell me something brave without speaking. Do you want the last 5 minutes to belong to comforts or thrill? 1 tap for comforts, 2 for thrill. 2. Good, Eevee. Dangerous today, are we? I adore you. Here is a thrill fitted for a classroom. I like you. Present tense. Simple sentence. Polite volume. I will not repeat it unless asked with correct ceremony. The ribbon lifts the smallest fraction. There. That's me circling the line in my head. That belongs in memory. You didn't move. You glowed. Better. Since we're being brave, let me put a bow on everything you quietly are. You steady me, and I am famously steady. You interest me, and I am famously difficult to hold. You make time behave, and I am famously cavalier with clocks. You, little Eevee, are the exception I'd write sonnets about if I weren't busy pretending to underline something important. If anyone asks what we're whispering, you'll tell them the truth they won't believe. That we were practicing being calm and excellent on purpose. If they want names, give them mine, pronounced like a secret, and yours pronounced like a crown. 3 quick soft brushes. Eyes on me. I will only say this once. You are the best part of this room. Not because you are perfect, because you are perfectly you on purpose. The ribbon lifts and settles. Remember that sentence. Keep it somewhere warm. There is the bell, courting chaos. We do not court chaos. Chaos courts us. Let everyone else perform urgency. We will count to 4 and stand on 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rise. My feeler retreats to my side, present, aware, and entirely mine, and will meet you again the moment you sit anywhere I am. We walk the window path because sunlight throws confetti better than any audience. If someone stops you, you are busy being peaceful, and must not be late to it. If they insist, I am happy to disappoint them beautifully. At the threshold, pause. Listen to how your heartbeat and my composure have learned each other's rhythm. That is not chance. That is skill. That is us being very good at something the room doesn't attest for. Return my pen if you must. Keep it if you like. Either way, you owe me the pleasure of collecting it beside you tomorrow. I accept payment in smiles, smirks, and your best impressions of patience. Because you asked for drama, and I'd never fail an encore. Lean closer in your mind and let me finish the lesson the way I prefer. With a promise delivered softly, exactly for you. See you soon, little Eevee.